Hello, it's Andy Parks from the Washington Times, and it's also that time of year to give thanks. So I think it's only right that I tell you how happy I am that the Democrats are flushing this nation down the toilet. Well, I'm just kidding. That coming up, stay tuned. As a listener to my podcast, you qualify to receive a 50% discount on an annual digital subscription to the Washington Times. Simply go to washingtontimes.com/Andy. That's washingtontimes.com/ANDY. All right, just when you think you've seen it all comes the Rittenhouse verdict. The verdict was the right one. The reaction and what led to a circus surrounding this case sits firmly on the shoulders of the left-wing media. The people at MSNBC, CNN, and the likes are still claiming Kyle Rittenhouse is guilty of shooting and killing a couple of nice guys who did nothing wrong. Along the way, they found it appropriate to label Kyle a white supremacist. I didn't see any black people involved. And the reason I know this? The videos. Have you noticed too many people would rather video a crime than help the victim or victims? Case in point, you may recall a man was beating and raping a woman on a New York subway train not long ago, and some of those on board jumped into action. Yep, they immediately started videotaping. No one would help this woman. It was truly disgraceful. But this is what we have in America today. And to be honest, I'm not going to give thanks for that. I can't do it. So Kyle Rittenhouse walks free. Or does he? Subjected to the label of white supremacist and vigilante tattooed on him by the liberal left, including the president, Joe Biden, his life has changed forever. Naturally, if a jury doesn't come up with the verdict you want, you gain the right to loot, burn, and throw things at cops in major Democrat-run cities. Yep, the cops are ordered to stand back, let it happen. Then, of course, they'll be blamed for not doing their job when all of the violence starts. Are you feeling thanks yet? Not me. I recall about 25 years ago when O.J. Simpson was acquitted of killing his wife Nicole and Ron Goldman. The primarily black jury found O.J. not guilty, while the majority of whites in the country felt he was guilty. But the jury had spoken, and it was important to accept their decision, whether you liked it or not. If I recall correctly, I don't remember taking to the streets and burning, looting, and fighting when that decision came down. Not these days. In fact, Darrell Brooks, an absolute piece of human garbage, decided to take his SUV weighing thousands of pounds and running it into a Christmas... can I say Christmas? Or is that not politically correct? Oh, yeah. Ann? Okay, thank you. Yep, a holiday parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin. He killed 6 people, injured at least 40 more. Brooks, in his free time as a felon, wrote an anti-Trump rap song in 2019, so we know which side of the fence he sits on. He was out on bail, again. $1,000 got him out of jail. You know what he was charged with? The violent crime of trying to run over his wife with that very same SUV on November 5th, 2 weeks earlier. Nothing new for him. Seems Brooks has been in and out of jail for serious crimes for half of his life. Police did know that Brooks had an extensive criminal record. You think? It was as long as your arm. So I have some questions. What's he doing on the streets besides leaving a knife fight at the time? And that's what he was doing. He was running from a knife fight. And let's talk about the district attorney. Who is it? And why would you make a recommendation of $1,000 bail? And even worse, who's the judge that set the bail? Both certainly aren't serving the people of Wisconsin. They're bowing to the left like Kamala Harris, who during her time in law enforcement in California did her best to help the bad guys at every turn, including supporting the cashless bail system. Here's how that works. You commit a crime, you go through the paperwork, and just like magic, you're back out on the street within hours. In some cases, to commit the very same crime again. Seems like a brilliant idea to me. That's another thing I'm not too thankful for at this thankful time of year. Oh, and back to the media. The left-wing TV pundits were quick to point out that Kyle Rittenhouse has blood on his hands from the parade incident. You can't make it up. The multi-trillion-dollar giveaway of Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi still includes the $450,000 payout to illegals separated from their children, and of course the family max still hanging at $1 million. The Build Back America monstrosity could be the worst money giveaway in the history of this country. But relax, remember, it's all paid for. Right, Joe? Oops, maybe not. The OMB now says, whoa, this could cost a whole lot more than anticipated. Oh, that's right, the rich are going to have to pay their fair share, like 50% federal income tax, 10 to 12% state tax in some areas, sales tax, gasoline tax, you name it, you got to pay it. And Joe says he's only going to get the money from the 1% of top wage earners in this country. So if that's the case, why does Joe's plan include hiring another 86,000 IRS agents? Do you know that according to data from fiscal year 2020, we currently have 75,773 full-time IRS agents? So we're going to more than double that? What are we going to do, Joe? Assign 2 or 3 agents to every millionaire or billionaire out there? No, I think it's only a matter of time. Those very same agents will be used to get the little guy. Another week and another reason to be thankful because Senile Joe is telling stories again. This time, while standing at the foot of a bridge in New Hampshire, Joe was discussing the needs of first responders to have good roads and bridges. He pointed out that he once lived right down the road from where he was standing. He made note that the bridge was important when his house burned down with Jill in it. He thanked God it all worked out, except his house really didn't burn down with Jill in it. Checking out the story revealed that it was a minor kitchen fire that was taken care of very quickly, and certainly no one was trapped. This guy is so lost. Don't know if you caught his latest news conference touting all the great things he's done since becoming president, but it was pitiful. He's doing Americans a great service by releasing 50 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Oil Reserve. Do you know that only lasts 3 days? Actually, less than 3 days. The U.S. currently uses over 18 million barrels a day. So thank you, Joe. You created the mess, and now you're going to save us. He finished his statement, which even included instructions to him, before he stumbled out of the room, heading to Air Force One to meet Jill and other family members. Even Hunter was part of the trip for a taxpayer holiday weekend at a billionaire's estate in Nantucket. What nerve. And finally today, the woke joke continues. Despite Pelosi and company running from the woke crowd, they can't seem to get rid of the stigma. It was learned yesterday that no one should use the term looter. According to these left-wing idiots, in some cases they're ex-cops and college professors, looting or looters are words that could imply people of color are committing a crime. The new terminology should be organized smash and grabs. What? This, of course, came from the same group who declared not long ago inmates in our jails should be called those with justice system involvement. You can't make it up, can you? Thanks for joining me today, and remember to receive a 50% discount on an annual digital subscription to the Washington Times. Go to washingtontimes.com/Andy. You'll get 24/7 digital access to the Washington Times at 50% off. That's right. Go to washingtontimes.com/ANDY. I'm Andy Parks. Have a great day.